yeah, I never called him my stepdad. I just called him my dad because my real dad had fucked off, like. Um, but he was great because he told me stories about when he was a kid, and I used to love listening to them. Um, One story he told me because he was an East Ender from Bromley by Bow on the East End of London. Family, um, you know, long-term family, East End family, Roman Road, that sort of area, like, and basically they used to, in the summer they go hopping in Kent, and they'd all go down to Kent and live in the hop fields for 6 weeks and pick the hops, and sort of like towards the end of the summer. I think during August and September, and that was their holiday sort of thing, like. But it was a bit more than a holiday because it used to last for quite a few weeks. But they go and live in these tin huts, and sort of like with no electricity, no running water, but they'd have this sort of like lovely time down in Kent hopping, picking the hops, and as kids they got up to lots of stuff. But anyway, this was during the war, a lot of it, he told me, and they could watch the dogfights, the Spitfires and the Hurricanes and the Messerschmitts, and he said quite often he said Messerschmitts used to come down really quite low and do a tilt, and the pilots would wave at them, and wave at the kids, and they'd all wave back at the Messerschmitts, you know. Anyway, so he said he watched this. He said, but one day, one night, he said it was one night. He said they were all going to bed. He said, and there was bombers going overhead. You could hear planes going overhead, and you could hear things going and guns going off and everything like that. They said because it's war, and they were all trying to sleep. And anyway, the hops are sort of like vines, and they were grown on vines, and they were quite tall, and they're sort of wire and things like that. And they could hear this in the night. They suddenly could hear this clattering, ding ding ding, clack 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 clack, like this, and everybody didn't know what the fuck was going on, or what the hell was. Excuse my language. Didn't know what the hell was going on. She said so. They all went outside to have a look, right? And there was a German pilot with a parachute, sort of like stuck on one of the vines. Yeah, sort of like really stuck on the vines. Anyway, he said they cut him down and took him into their little hut and made him a cup of tea. Because he'd just been shot out of a plane, right? And he said it's one of the things that really, he said, yeah, and they had him for 3 days apparently. I don't know how, but there was so much going on that they couldn't come. The Home Guard or anybody couldn't come and collect him. And there was a prisoner of war camp not that far away for German prisoners of wars, and eventually the some men, because mainly it was women and children at this thing, like, and this German pilot was just sitting around, and basically they all played with him and got on with him quite well. He said it made him realise that you know we're all people. It's one of the things that he said. But he said he went to this local prisoner of war camp. He got taken to this local prisoner of war camp eventually, and as the kids, they used to go up to this prisoner of war camp, and see him, and sort of like, and he used to make them little wooden toys, and that thing, and that my father, I called him my father actually, because and he actually sort of like got an interest in Germany from that, and when he grew up, he got a motorcycle, and he rode it to Germany, all through the Black Forest and everything like that, to see Germany, because as a child he'd met Germans in the prisoner of war camps and everything like that. So he and he married a German girl. First of all, it didn't work out very well for him, But he married a German girl, and I don't know much about her or anything like that, but I only know that they didn't stay together, and they had a daughter, and she became my sister when my mother and father got together. Rita, she's passed now, I'm afraid, but she was absolutely lovely, absolutely fantastic. We all got on like a house on fire, and but that was one of the stories he told me about this German pilot having him for 3 days in their hut. Cheers.